Happening tomorrow, former FBI Director James Comey is set to testify on Capitol Hill about his conversations with the president. We have more breaking news in your steer clear traffic. We have two crashes that we are following right now. We have one at the 65 I-40 merge that's over down near the Gulch around downtown. We have a second accident in the Madison area on Old Hickory Boulevard. Nashville firefighters say a barbecue grill in Brentwood is responsible for this fire that torched two homes. Police looking for a man who led them on a chase from the West End over into the Bellevue neighborhood, and now Fox 17's Harriet Wallace explains how this all started. Right now, gubernatorial candidate May Beavers firing back at critics, blasting her for blocking people on Twitter. Mayor Megan Barry is asking City Council for extra money, about $26 million worth of extra money. So this is on top of her recent capital budget approved by the council. Now, if you have a state carry permit, you can now bring your gun onto a Nashville city bus, and not everyone is happy about this new law, especially the parents who say their children take these buses to get to school.
New school year, it is right around the corner.
How did this happen already?
Just like that, right?
Whew.
Parents in Nashville will be sending their students back to school in less than a month from now. Time is flying by.
It is, and this morning, Fox 17 taking a close look at everything you need to know ahead of the school year. We know parents, you're planning right now. Now, Takata is responsible for the auto industry's largest safety recall ever. The Senate approved the plan last night after the House fought over it last week, tacking on hundreds of millions of dollars in new spending. Now, they ended up stripping that money and passing the bill. Now, in the wake of this latest teen shooting, community members say it is time for the violence to come to an end. We begin with breaking news on this Wednesday morning as a violent week in Nashville continues with 3 shootings in just the past several hours. One of those is deadly. So thanks for joining us here on Fox 17 this morning. I'm Kelly Rippin. Former FBI Director James Comey isn't in the clear just yet. So new questions are arising about whether he broke the law when he had a friend leak information about his meetings with President Trump to the media. The president thinks so, writing a tweet about it. Now the Senate Intelligence Committee is asking questions about whether the memos include classified information. So he's this huge sports fan, and she finds a creative way to reveal that she is donating her kidney to him, and the whole transplant will happen right here in Nashville at the Vanderbilt Medical Center.
Okay, so here's the story. Steve Winfrey has battled kidney cancer for 14 years, and here's how his wife Heather surprised him. She gave him a pack of Topps baseball cards to go through, saw a couple of his favorite players in the deck, including Ben Zobrist, World Series champion with the Cubs, lives in Franklin. Steve then saw a card made just for him.
Steve has had a lot on his plate. With his health issues, he's been striking out a lot.
Baseball pens.
He was not sure how he was going to wind up. His wife Heather thinks he is a great catch, so she's decided to go to bat for him. Now Steve will be a rookie recipient at Vanderbilt transfer.
I found out today. I was at work. And I'm a mess.
What a moment. His wife breaking the news to him. You can see right here, Steve lost it. The great news here, he could be getting his kidney from his wife by the end of the month. Heather says she couldn't wait to tell him the great news. She knew she had to do it in a special way. Heather, kudos to you. Mission accomplished.
I mean, this story is what you want to start your day with when you realize just how deep their love is.
Yes.
She said, you know, he goes, I guess you like me. If you watch the whole video straight through. And she said, well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, they are just exactly what embodies love and sacrifice. And it sounds like they've gone through this for, what, 14 years?
14 years. Now, if you get a chance, pull this up on YouTube because you're going to see the whole video. What was it, 4 minutes long?
About 4 minutes long.
And you can hear him talking about how he knew this was going to be special because he got the special haircut.
He got the MVP special at, I believe, Sports Clips or Great Clips. And he said, I knew something was up because you called and told me to get the MVP special. And you never tell me I'm allowed to get the MVP special. You say that's reserved for Christmas only. So they are just a sweet, sweet couple. And we wish them the best of luck. Of course, we'll also try to follow up with them and find out how everything goes for them at Vanderbilt. We will be more than happy to have them here in Nashville when this whole transplant happens.
By the way, speaking of baseball, All-Star Game too.
Well, and as you go through that video, he knows every player, where they are, when they've been called up. So he is a huge baseball fan. A new ad from Dove Soap is creating quite a stir on social media, also some confusion. So this is video from the commercial as part of its Real Beauty campaign. Dove has unveiled 6 different shaped bottles of body wash. Dove says the bottles evoke all the various shapes and sizes that combine to make every woman. The limited edition bottles are designed to promote inclusion. Now, Dove likes to do these social media driven ads somewhat frequently. So there's a lot of commentary and questions. One of those, do the different bottles all have the same amount of product in it? I think that's a big question for the consumer. So far, the limited run bottles are only available in the UK. MLS Organizing Committee co-founder Will Alexander to talk more about this effort to bring Nashville an MLS team and what Nashville has to offer. This last weekend was huge. 47,000 people in Nissan Stadium. I saw it all over Instagram. What did that mean for our chances?
Saturday was a really special day. The fact that we had that kind of crowd, which is the biggest soccer crowd ever in the history of the state of Tennessee, and one of the biggest crowds in Gold Cup group stage history, really made a statement for our city and for our MLS bid. All eyes were on Nashville, this being the opening game for the U.S. team. We had MLS Commissioner Don Garber here, so we couldn't be more pleased. And really, what I would like to say is thank you for everybody that turned out. But it really helped propel our bid forward and just made people aware of the soccer culture here in Nashville.
So we made the statement. What's next? Because I know we have a match coming up at the end of July, but there is still a lot the city has to do. We can't become complacent with a 47,000 crowd. There are many other things that we have to do.
That's exactly right. We've come a long way in a short amount of time. We still have a long way to go as a city, and there is a lot of work to do. And in thinking about what everybody that's watching this, how they can contribute, is the best thing to do is to support soccer in Nashville when the opportunity presents itself. Saturday was a great opportunity, and Nashville delivered. On July 29th, we have a premiership game here. We have Tottenham and Man City playing. Encourage everyone to go to that. We've never hosted a game like that in Nashville, and that'll be a whole lot of fun.
A personal question. I know we have a lot of folks that come in from out of town to these big games. That's why you're reaching out to the Nashville community, because that's something more that we need to do locally than just having all these visitors come in for these big matches.
Right. There were a lot of visitors in town, but there were also a lot of there are a lot of Nashvillians there too. And then Nashville draws from a pretty big region. If you think about the Titans and the Predators, there's a lot of people that are not in the Nashville metro area that are fans and that attend those games. So this is for everybody that would, we're talking to everybody that would want to see soccer grow in Nashville and see an MLS team here. One other thing to emphasize too, in addition to July 29th, is there's a Division II pro team, Nashville SC, that's going to start playing in March. Supporting them is really important, and they've got a club called the 1779 Club. Okay. And that puts people, by joining that group, it puts you in line to buy season tickets. We'd encourage people to do their part for soccer in the MLS bid by joining the 1779 Club too.
We're going to hear more from the Nashville Soccer Club also coming up here in our 8:30 half hour. Will Alexander, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we're going to keep a close eye on all of the developments with MLS expansion here in Nashville. As President Trump's pick to head the FBI starts Senate confirmation hearings. Christopher Wray answering a laundry list of questions from senators charged with confirming him or not. So Wray facing questions about if the White House should be involved in prosecution decisions. Part-time Nashville resident and musician Kid Rock is now answering questions about a website called KidRockForSenate.com. He says this is a real thing. He is considering running for Senate in Michigan. So the singer also tweeted he has a major announcement coming in the near future. So on his website, you can buy stickers, shirts, lawn signs, and hats that read Kid Rock for U.S. Senate. Right now, though, there's not too much else to see. Kid Rock is a Republican who first supported Ben Carson in the 2016 election and then Donald Trump. Now, we haven't found any official election records filed under Kid Rock or his legal name, Robert James Ritchie, but now I bet you will have a Kid Rock song. It's up to you which one stuck in your head. We have breaking news from overnight as we have major developments in the case of 4 missing young men out of Pennsylvania. Police revealing they have found human remains in a 12-foot common grave.
Fox 17's Kelly Rippin live now. She's taken the steer clear traffic car into Wares Valley and shows us live now what she's been able to find. Kelly.
AJ and Jen, this is heartbreaking. You have chills just coming through this neighborhood. Look at this. This was a home, whether it was a rental home or a home that someone lived in. It is entirely gone. We have just a couple of metal things left behind the vents for the air conditioning. What looks like it potentially could have been a filing cabinet. Just a couple of bricks left of this foundation, and actually smoke still just a little bit further in there. That is all that is left of this structure here in Wares Valley. Now, I was just able to speak with the Wares Valley Fire Chief's wife because she said they are all right now at home sleeping. They have been working around the clock for 48 hours trying to get this all under control. The smell of smoke, very heavy, and I want to show you guys also over here, almost even more chilling than just seeing no home exist. We have a St. Francis of Assisi statue that's standing here. We don't know if someone placed it here because of all of this destruction or if it has been untouched by this unbelievable fire. And then take a look. We're not sure if this was a garage or if this was also a home, but it has also been taken down to the ground. A truck completely burned inside. Just unreal to see what it's like out here. Nothing is left, nothing untouched by this fire. And this is just one of potentially 40 homes in the Wares Valley neighborhood that is seeing this kind of damage today. Now, they're trying to get neighbors back in here. We passed actually some crews working on the fire lines. As you can hear, some storms are coming into the area. We're going to get back in the car to stay safe. We're going to send it back into you guys in studio. We are live in Wares Valley. Kelly Rippin, Fox 17 News.
Kelly, thanks.
We're here at the Red Cross shelter this morning and following some of our local firefighters who have been out here, out in the Great Smoky Mountains, making sure that everyone is okay and also making sure those hot spots and some of those areas that have burned are for sure out. So we're over here this morning talking with Kevin West from Nashville Fire Department. You are with Station 9. Kevin, you've been out here a couple of days now. You said this morning you were out there in some of the hardest hit areas. What is it like out there this morning?
It's the neighborhoods are just totally devastated. The houses are totally gone. You know, there's nothing left. It's just ash. It just shows how hot the fire was in that area, and it's kind of heartbreaking.
We were talking with some of the firefighters yesterday about going door to door. How do you do that each and every time? I know that there are still people out there missing that you guys are somewhat still on the lookout for.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to bring closure to the families. You know, they might still be alive in the structure somewhere. If not, at least we can find them, bring that closure to the family so they know where their loved one is, and so forth, so on. Now,
you guys still don't know any idea of when you'll be headed home, but you said it was a much quieter night. Despite heading out there, it was a much quieter night.
Yes, the nights are getting easier. The fires are definitely getting fewer. Things are starting to wrap up. They're starting to demobilize a lot of the units. Nashville in particular, we have not been demobilized. So we're not sure. We're hearing rumors we might be here a couple of more days. But we're a larger organization with a lot more training that we get to stay and can help them out and do things that they wouldn't have to do if we were doing it for them.
And you know, I was talking with a couple of the guys outside. I think everyone's tired at this point, but you kind of have to keep going.
It gets tiring. I mean, you know, we're going on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and then we're the night shift, so we're coming on and working all night long. And so, yeah, it's getting, the 4 or 5 hours is not enough. But we know we're doing it for a good cause. You know, we're trying to help the people heal in this neighborhood, in this area. And they came and helped us when the flood happened in 2010. So we're there for each other.
Paying it forward.
Paying it back.
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. And actually, right now we're headed to go check in with the Spring Hill Fire Department, who has been decommissioned, and they are headed actually back to Nashville this morning. Now, we're told they've got some crazy stories about things they have encountered, so we're going to hear from them coming up in our next half hour. We are at the Red Cross Center this morning. Kelly Rippin, Fox 17 News.